If you get anything from my channel, anything at all, do not live in an HOA. Like, seriously, they've cut our grass. I'm not joking. They cut our grass on Monday at 8 in the morning. 8 in the morning, you're hearing people cutting grass, weed whacking, blow dryer things, whatever. You got that, right? Then it is Friday. The grass did not grow that fast. It is Friday at who knows what time, 2 o'clock. Why are y'all cutting the grass again? Like, oh my God, can you see how mad I am? I've been trying to record this video all freaking morning. If it's not the neighbors with all this stuff that they want to do landscaping wise to the house that they're not selling, it's the freaking HOA with these landscapers and the cutting grass people. Like, oh my God. And I'm not joking, guys. There's not that much grass. Cut it and go. Like, why are you just lingering here with all this noise? Oh my God, I feel like I'm gonna go nuts. I'm gonna go crazy. I feel like an 80-year-old woman. Hi guys, so today we are gonna do a client story time. And before I get started, for everybody that keeps talking about I need to look in the viewfinder, I need to stop looking in the viewfinder, I need to stop looking at the camera, this is me looking in the camera and I look cross-eyed. I tried to do a whole video doing that and it was just ugly. So if that distracts you, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to find another girl to watch because I'm not dealing with it. I tried. I really did. I took your constructive criticisms under consideration until I have a camera. Unless you want to buy me a camera that has, you know, a viewfinder or something else to change the way I look in the camera, then I don't know what to tell you. So sorry. Anywho, hi everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a y'all's favorite client story time, okay? I also wanted to know, I have a few story times of people that weren't my clients, but like I witnessed what they were doing to other people in the salon that I worked at. So let me know if you guys still want those kind of story times, even though they're not my specific client. And I won't have some of the backstory, but I do have a story about them like freaking out and going crazy. Let me know if that is something you are interested in, because I've really been wondering that. Also, guess who started a membership? Me. So I am offering a membership to you guys. I'm going to be going in a little bit on each tier and what I have to offer. So if you don't want anything to do with memberships, you do not care, I will put the timestamp right here to let you know what time you can just skip ahead. So yes, as requested, and I've been kind of thinking about it for a while, whether or not I wanted to do a membership. I decided that, you know, for the new year, let's do new vibes, new concepts, new content. So I decided to go ahead and do that for you. So yes, I am offering 3 different tiers. Now the first tier is going to be 99 cents, and this is going to allow you early access, exclusive emojis and badges, as well as priority commenting responses, priority response, something like that. I forgot the technical term, but it's basically where you comment and it sends a notification to me so I can reply to you, so I never miss your comments at all. So guaranteed a comment back from me, as well as, you know, exclusive emojis. I still don't really know how the emojis work. I uploaded some for y'all that I thought was pretty cool. We have like the funny one. If you think what I said was funny or something was funny, you can use this one that is just like, girl, like, what are you doing? Toxic, like, that was toxic, you know, stuff like that. So I hope you guys like those emojis and whatnot. The second tier is the $2.99 tier, and what this allows is the same thing as the 99 cent. You get early access to videos, you get the badges and emojis, you also get priority comment responses, as well as member shout outs that I'll be doing on all of my videos at the end of my videos. I'm also going to be offering exclusive live streams. So instead of going live publicly on my channel, I will have a set time and date where all of us can just chit chat and get to know each other and things like that. And I'm also going to be leaving the live streams on the YouTube membership. That way, if you missed the YouTube live, you can go back, because as y'all know, I like to delete my lives because we be talking about too many things, too many sensitive issues that I can't leave on the YouTube channel, okay? If you saw it, you saw it. If you don't, you don't, okay? So, but for that tier, I will be leaving those lives exclusively for that, as well as doing a lot of polls and kind of more community tab issues. Like, you guys will be able to decide, you know, when I post this or what I should do, more so like that, give you guys a little bit more of like creative control, kind of like little stuff like that. Now for the top tier, the $4.99 tier, it gives you all the access. This is the all access pass to everything. I will be doing exclusive vlogs and story times on that tier, as well as everything else that I mentioned. You get all access to lives, you get all access to emojis, member shout outs, all that kind of stuff I will be having in the $4.99 tier. So this is something that I hope you guys really enjoy. I'm putting my 110% behind it, because now this is, you know, this is money, okay? I'm taking your money, kind of. So I want to make sure that I make it 100% worth your while, and something that you guys, because a lot of times things that don't do well on my actual channel, besides like story times and stuff, like vlogs and whatnot, it doesn't do that well on my channel, but I know people do actually enjoy it. I can put in all my energy into this video because I know the people that are watching it truly want to watch it. So kind of something like that for y'all. I also want to see how I want to do, because I know other people do, like they send letters and stuff to their members. So I kind of want to see how I want to do that. But once I get all this situated and figured out, I'll let you know exactly how that's going to work. But I already have a vlog that's going to be up and ready for y'all on the top tier, and I will be going live every single week, and you will be watching a video. You'll be getting an exclusive video every single week. So I just wanted to put that out there. If that is something that you're interested in, feel free to click the join button and get on to it. Like, we could be homegirls for real. Like, we could really get to know each other, because I do want to get into more personal and deeper, more fun topics that I just don't really think will do well on this one. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about that as well. But I also want to reassure anyone that is not joining the membership, that has no intention of joining the memberships or anything like that, nothing is going to change. Everything is going to be regular scheduled programming. I just wanted to put that option out there for people that have asked, and I think it's a cool idea. So yeah, I hope you guys check it out. If you want to, let me know. Give me some feedback. I'd love to hear it all from you. So with all that being said, let's get into this video. So this is gonna go all the way back to my first salon. I'm telling y'all, I still have stories for years on the clients that I used to get over there, because it is just crazy. And especially the climate of what's going on right now, and people just going crazy and feeling entitled, and just all this craziness that's going on. I got reminded of this story because it's really people out here that do stuff like this. There really are people that believe that there's nothing wrong in what they do and the actions that they take when getting serviced in a salon. So let's get into it. So for the sake of this story, we are going to call this woman Janet, right? So Janet had called and asked if she could get a haircut. And at the time that I was working, I was available. So they scheduled her with me. So nothing, you know, too crazy. She scheduled a haircut, a blow dry style, and that's all I was waiting for. So when she comes in, my manager lets me know that she's here for me. So I go up there and I was like, "Hi, my name is Samantha. How can I help you?" Whatever. And so she was like, "Hi, my name is Janet." So off rip, she was very, very serious. I'm not gonna say she was rude, but she was very, very serious. She's like, "My name is Janet. Nice to meet you." Like, that was pretty much all she had. Like, that's all I got out of her. So when we go back to the chair, I was like, okay, like, I see that you're here for a haircut. What were we thinking? What was the kind of style that we were thinking about doing? So at this point, her hair was probably about to like her collarbone, and it was really, really thick, straight hair. And she was just like, "I am in the army, so I want to make sure that it's above my collar because I'm going back." She was on leave or something, but she was going back and she had it to be above her collar, and she wanted it to like her like mid neck, like where someone would stab you. That's where she wanted it. I don't know why I said that. But that's where she wanted it. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, do you have any pictures of like the style you like? Do you want it to be like a bob? Do you want it to be all one length? And she said yes, that she had a picture. So she goes in and she reaches in for her purse and she pulls out her license. So as you guys know, like, license pictures aren't the most HD and descriptive, you know what I mean? Like, imagine if I went to a hairstylist and I was like, I want a ponytail to look like this, and this was the picture. What are you supposed to do with that? Like, so I'm asking her, I was like, okay, so you like the length that's in that picture? And it was just, you know, right to the middle of her neck. And she was like, yeah, I really like this haircut. Like, this was my best haircut that I ever had. But I'm just looking at this haircut and I'm just like, I don't know what's going on in this. Like, I'm literally just looking at one solid, like, you know what I mean? So I was just like, okay, like, do you like it all to be one length? Did you want layers in it? Like, how do you like your hair? And so she was basically showing, like, she was basically explaining, like, the lady from The Incredibles. Like, that's all she was giving. And I don't think it was flattering, but that's what she wanted. So she basically had really thick, straight hair, and she wanted it to be like almost like a bowl, to be honest. So it was like this. She wanted it to come in like styled in like this, but really, really short. And she was wanting her ends to be thinned out because she didn't want it to be like a blunt cut. So after kind of squeezing that out of her, kind of going back and forth, trying to get as much information as I can, I go ahead and I take her back to the shampoo bowl. Now, while we were at the shampoo bowl, I was talking to her, trying to get to know her a little bit better, you know, making small talk, but she was not giving me any time of day. She was very serious, very like cold. So I was like, okay, like whatever. I go back to the chair, and when it comes to people with really, really thick hair, I like to make sure that I cut like a certain amount where you could see where the hair is gonna sit, but like not your whole head, before I ask you, is this short enough? So I got to like the middle of her hair, and I got to like her length, and I like told her, I was like, how is this length feeling? How does this look? Is it short enough for you? And she was like, yes, because I did not want to go through the hassle of going all the way through her hair and then her being like, it's not short enough, and then I have to pretty much do a whole other haircut again. Like, I'm trying to save myself some time, you know what I mean? So I, you know, do the halfway thing. I was like, how do you like this length? She said it was good. So I go ahead and I do the rest of her head. So after I cut all her hair and it's still wet, I asked her again just to verify. I was like, okay, so after, like, how does this feel? Because after this, I'm just gonna blow dry it, and we're gonna like do the fine tuning details, get the ends, you know, nice and feathered, so it's not so like blunt. And she was like, no, this is good. I like it. You know, it's good. So I go ahead and I blow dry her whole entire head. Like, I blow dried it. I made sure everything was going in. Like, I'm kind of styling it, but not completely, because I still had to go back through and like fine tune it. So I'm, you know, blow drying her hair and everything. And once I get done and I'm like getting ready to section it off and kind of like see where everything is laying, she tells me she wants to go like another ½ inch shorter. And I was just like, bro. Anyone that knows how to cut hair like knows that when you're dealing with dry hair versus wet hair when cutting, it's like you can just get so much more done with wet hair than you do with dry hair, because all the hair goes everywhere. It is just way easier, especially when you have thick, straight hair. Like, girl, I was better off doing it while it was wet, and that's why I asked you 1,000 times, like, what are we doing? So I was just like, okay. So as I go ahead and I start sectioning off her hair to go ahead and start doing the cut again, she starts telling me that she had a really, really, really bad experience with somebody because they didn't know how to do her hair and blah, blah, blah. So now I'm starting to get like the red flags are going off, because anytime, I feel like this is like a universal thing, anytime somebody's complaining about the person that previously did the service that you are providing, no matter what the service is, you start to realize it wasn't the person, it was you. it was very much you. Like, so she starts talking to me and she starts complaining about how the person that did her hair, she said that the person that did her license picture was so amazing. They did it just how she wanted it. And then when she went to go get it redone, it was another person and they completely messed up her hair. They did nothing that what she asked for. And I was confused because when you do like a bad haircut, you can tell, like, if somebody got a bad haircut and they came to me to fix it, like, you can see where they messed up. Like, it's pretty obvious, like, how they messed up. And I'm just looking at her hair and I'm like, maybe they just didn't cut it short enough or style it, because this is all one, like your hair was all one length. I get if it was like, you know, choppy everywhere, I'd be like, yeah, they really messed you up, but like, it was all one length. So now I'm just like, okay, whatever, listening, not really trying to think much of it. So I'm just like, okay, like, whatever. So I go ahead, I recut her hair, and I start, you know, feathering out the ends just to make sure that it's not so blunt, because that's what she said. She said she didn't want a blunt cut. And I specifically remember this because she asked me if I know how to feather the ends and what she meant by that. So I was like, yeah, I know how to feather the ends. Like, you don't want it to be like a straight across line. So I go ahead and I start, you know, point cutting, really making sure that her ends are just like, it kind of falls naturally and kind of flows. It's not so harsh on her, whatever. So when I finished her hair, I finished styling, finished cutting it, she's looking in the mirror and she was like, something's off. Something's off, and I don't like it. It's off. And so I was like, oh, like, what are we thinking? And she was like, I don't like the ends. And I was like, oh, are they too blunt? Like, and she was like, no, I just don't like it just doesn't look right. And so I'm starting to get confused because I'm just like, I hear you, but like, what are you not liking? Are you not liking that it's too blunt? Are you not liking that it's too fat? Like, what are you not liking here? And so she looks at me and she was like, do you have trimmers? And I was like, yeah, I have trimmers. Like, what do you need trimmers for? You know? So I was like, yeah, I have trimmers. And she was like, okay, could you like kind of make this more like aligned? Like, I want it to be more aligned. And so I was thinking that she was saying like she wanted it to be more blunt, because I didn't know what she meant by aligned. So I was like, so you want me to use the trimmers to like shape this up? And she was like, yeah. So that's exactly what I did. I took the trimmers and I just made it a blunt cut. Like, to be honest, that's all, like, I guess that's what she wanted, just a blunt cut. So when I finished or whatever, I did the trimmers thing. I finished her haircut. She's looking at it and she was like, it just took you a little bit of practice, but yeah, this is what I wanted. And then she takes her ID and she, like, her license, and she's like comparing her license picture to herself. And she was like, yeah, I like it. I'm just like, why are you turning your head? Like, the picture is just like, you just look at yourself like this and look at the picture. It's the same. Like, what are you doing? So she was just like, okay, like, yeah, I like it or whatever. And so, like I said, she was very serious, did not give me any kind of emotion. She was just very, you know, to the point, okay? So she goes up to the manager, or she goes up to check out and everything. I was like, have a great day, bye, KK, whatever. So I guess she started talking to my manager, and when my manager came back after she left, she's like, wow, like, that lady said you did an amazing job on her hair. She really liked your haircut, blah, blah, blah. Like, she was talking me up. I was like, really? She said that? Like, cool. Like, okay, great. Left a good tip. Didn't have anything bad to say about this woman. I was just like, wow, I did not expect that out of her because of what she was giving me. But hey, if you like it, I love it. Go ahead. Like, cool. So after that, didn't think anything of this woman, didn't, you know, because most of the time walk-in haircuts, they don't really, like, people don't get haircuts regularly. Like, not a lot of people do, so unless they have a specific haircut. So I didn't really think much of this lady. I thought I was never going to see her again, you know, that kind of thing. Well, fast forward, I see Janet's name on one of my coworkers' books. So I was just like, okay, cool, like, whatever. I never feel the type of way. I guess I can see why people take it personally when their clients go to somebody else. I don't know. I've never had that problem just because, like, whatever, you know? sometimes I go to different people just for the sake of going to different people. It's really not anything deep, so I don't take it that deep. So I saw her on one of my other coworkers' books. So she was asking me, because like you could check the history, and so she was like, oh, how is this lady? And I was like, to be honest, she's very serious. Like, she gives you a very serious, very cold vibe, but she, like, said that I did a great job. Like, I think she's nice. She's just one of those people that just comes off very cold, but they're actually like, pretty nice. So I thought, I'm just, talking to my coworker saying like, oh, that's, she's very particular. She gave me a picture of her license, kind of explaining all that I explained to y'all, but I ended off on a positive note because, she seemed happy. She told my manager she liked it, cool. So then my coworker's like, well, then why didn't she just go back to you? And I was like, I don't know, like, whatever. This coworker of mine was she is a very chill person. So like I've never met she is one of the calmest people I have ever met in my life. Like, she is so funny because she's one of those people that is so unbothered by anything, completely unbothered, and she just doesn't care. Like, she is just go with the flow. I aspire to be like her, to be honest, because she's just go with the flow. Nothing bothers her. She takes her time. She does not care if you're in a rush. She does not care. Like, she is really just like zen, okay? Lives her own lifestyle. I live for that. So I didn't think that there was going to be anything wrong with this client. I didn't think there was going to be any, dramas or issues. So the lady comes in and my coworker takes her. So at this time I have my own client. Like, I think I was doing highlights or something. I was doing something where I was with my client for a long period of time. So I think it was highlights. So I'm doing highlights on my client, and I'm just, because the girl was like next to me. So I'm just listening to, the conversation and stuff as like, just background. And the lady with Janet was basically telling her the same spiel, that she wanted it right here. She wanted it like this. She wanted it like that. Gives her the license picture. The whole thing that she did with me, she did with my coworker. So cool, whatever. So when my coworker takes her back to the shampoo bowl, she's complaining about the water. And so like, my coworker is changing it, but she was like kind of making it a bigger deal than what it was. Like, she was just like, I don't even know how to explain it, where it's like, yeah, I get it. Like, oh, the water's too hot, or oh, the water's too cold. But she was just making it like a bigger deal than what it was. She was like, no, this is too hot. This is too hot. Like, you're gonna burn me. And then my coworker was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, let me warm that up. And she was like, this is too cold. This is too cold. So like, that's like how she was being. Like, she wasn't being like crazy, but at the same time, it's like, you're being a little dramatic. Like, relax. So when they come back to the chair, I was just looking at my coworker's looking at me, and I'm just like, what's her problem? Like, we're just kind of making eyes with each other, like, So as like they're sitting down or whatever, she starts doing the haircut. And like I said, this girl, she loved to take her time. She was not like, and I'm not saying that in a bad way, but she just didn't rush for nobody. She did not care. If her haircut took her 2 hours, then her haircut was going to take 2 hours, and you're going to sit there while she does your haircut. Okay? Like, she did not care. That's what I'm saying. So when she was doing the haircut, the lady kept like lifting her head. And if you guys don't know, like, your positioning, your body position means a lot when we're doing haircuts. Like, if you have your legs crossed, if your head's supposed to be down and you put it up, like stuff like that, it really truly does matter. So when she kept putting her head up, like, my coworker was telling her like, oh, just keep your head down, keep your head down. And the lady was just like, you don't have to be rude. Like, okay. And so when I heard that, I'm just like, what is she, like, is this woman okay? Like, out of everybody in the salon, I would have never thought that she would get into it with this coworker. Like, this was not the one that I thought was, whatever. So when she's telling her like, hey, can you put your head down? Can you put your head down? Janet was like, you don't have to be rude. I'll put my head down. And so, but she just kept putting her head up. So after a while, like, they were just doing the haircut or whatever. I'm just, doing my thing with my client or whatever. And so I start hearing them going back and forth. Like, the the whole thing was over. Like the style was over, the blow dry, the haircut, everything was over. And so I hear them going through a little back and forth. And the lady Janet was like, you cut my hair way too short. Like, it's way too short. And I was just like, what? Like, it literally looked the exact same way that I cut her hair. I'm not joking. It looked exactly the same. So then she, like, my coworker was like, oh, like, I thought that's what you told me. You told me to, like, the middle. And she just kind of, like, explaining herself. And Janet, like, stops. And she, like, gets up. Because, you know, like, how you're in the chair like this. And you're just like that. She gets up. And she was like, don't argue with me. Don't argue with me. And everybody, when she said that, everyone in the salon, even the clients were like, what? And she's just like, because I really wish I could tell y'all how, like, non-confrontational and just chill my coworker was. And I'm not lying to y'all. Like, I would tell you if, you know, my coworker messed her up or whatever, but, like, it looked exactly the same. And she, like, was not joking. She was just like, no, this doesn't look right. This does not look right. And so she said, you cut it too short. It's way too short. Like, look, it's at my jawline. It's at my jawline. It was not her jaw. Like, it really wasn't. And so when she, like, my coworker was talking to her, she just got so upset. So she tells my coworker, she was like, take this off of me. Take this off of me. Like, we're done. Like, don't argue with me. I told you, like, I was not happy with this. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. You did not have to argue with me. It's so unprofessional of you. Just take this off of me. I'm ready to go. And so she's, like, causing a scene in front of everybody. So I was just like, oh my God, like, what? So it was time to get checked out. But for some reason, either the receptionist wasn't there or the manager wasn't there. One of the two, but nobody was at the front. So I was not doing anything. So I went ahead and I, like, go to check her out. And I was like, me being stupid. I don't know how to deal with stuff. Like, I didn't know if I was supposed to, like, address the situation and be like, are you okay? Or, like, what happened? Because I also didn't want to, like, add fuel to it. Like, I didn't want her to get, you know, even more irate or anything. But then I'm just like, am I supposed to act like nothing happened? So I just acted like nothing ever happened. I was like, so how was the service? And she was like, I'm completely, like, I'm just completely appalled at the fact that, like, you have employees that are willing to argue about something when the customer is blatantly telling them, like, they're not happy with it. Like, my hair was way too short. And I don't know if she forgot that I was the one that originally cut her hair, like, the first time she came to the salon. Like, I don't know if she just didn't recognize me. I don't know. But I recognized her, obviously. So she was like, I had came here before and I did not have this experience. It was so nice. It was so simple. It was seamless. And now I'm having to argue with somebody because they don't think that what they did was wrong. And I was just, you know, awkward. Like, what do you want me to do, lady? I'm sorry. I don't personally think that she did anything differently that I did. I don't see it wrong, but, you know, I didn't see her arguing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just put in this weird position where it's just like, okay. Well, I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry to hear that. I can give you my manager's number if you wanted to, you know, work something out with her. Because she wasn't asking for a discount or a refund or anything or saying that she wasn't going to pay. But I just didn't know how to rectify the situation, to be honest. Like, I didn't know what kind of leeway I had or, like, what kind of pull I could do or whatever. So I was just like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, if you want, I can give you the manager's number and you can call her, let her know, like, so we can fix this or have you come back and, you know, have somebody check it for you. And she was like, there's nothing you can do. She cut it off. She chopped off my hair. It's chopped off. She kept saying that her hair was chopped off. And I'm like, no, it's not. But then I'm like, what? Okay, whatever. So she's like, my hair's chopped off. There's nothing I can do at this point. There's absolutely nothing that I can do. So I was just, you know, I gave her the business card where my manager's number and email was on it. And I was like, if you have any concerns or you want to, you know, like, know how we can make the situation right, because I just want to make sure that, you know, you're happy with your service, or if you're not happy, we can do something to, you know, change it or whatever. And she was like, thank you very much. I'm glad to find somebody that, like, doesn't want to argue with me. I'm not, like, I've had such a bad day today, and just the fact that she would just sit here and argue with me, it doesn't sit well with me. And, like, this establishment, I'm, like, not even sure if I want to come back to this establishment. And I'm just like,
were we in the same space? Like, were we doing the same thing? Because if you would have said that it was another kind of stylist, like if it was anybody else, I would be like, okay, maybe they argued with you or something. But like, not for nothing. Like, I was there. She did not argue with you, and like the person that did your hair is just not, like, I don't know. So whatever. So she leaves. I tell my manager, I call her and I was like, hey, just by the way, you might get an email, you might get a message, something from this woman who said that she was just really unhappy. And she said that my coworker like was arguing with her. And I was like, you know, vouching for my coworker. And I was like, I'm just letting you know, she did not argue with her. Like, they were not arguing. There was no argument. And so my manager was like, who did her haircut? And I told her the coworker's name, and she was like, they were arguing. And I was like, yeah. Like, that's what she's saying. Like, she kept saying that. I was the one that checked her out, and like, that's why, like, I'm letting you know, like, it's not what she said happened. I'm telling you, it's not. And she was like, okay, don't worry about it. Like, I'm not really, you know, worried about it. Like, I don't really care. Like, whatever. So fast forward to a couple days after this woman got her haircut, she writes a Google review about it, and like even adding on to the fact that the lady that our coworker was arguing with her, she left us like this terrible review. She did that, and then she called my manager and asked for a refund. And my manager was just like, I can have somebody look at it for you, but like, no, you're not gonna get a refund because you got your service provided or whatever. Like, it is what it is, you know, that kind of thing. And so then the lady goes like, and apparently she just went off on my manager. She went off on everybody. She edited her review. I'm not joking, because like I read reviews all the time. Like, I read reviews on places I used to work and stuff. She changed her review like 3 times. Like, it's not, I wish I screenshotted the original too, because I saw one at the work computer. I looked it up on the work computer, and then I looked it up on my phone, and then it had changed. And then when I had recently, like just recently, went back to look at the review, it was different. So I'm just like, what? Like, what is your problem? I'm telling you, people are crazy. And they just like, I think it's weird. Like, this is kind of like a weird story time, but like how you interpret different things. Like, you saying that I cut this too short, and her responding like, no, I don't, like, you know, I didn't really, like, I just kind of did, you said to your neck, it's at your neck. And you deem that as arguing. You think we are arguing about this. Y'all, treat people how you want to be treated. That's the moral of the story, and that's the moral of all my story times and in life. Treat people how you want to be treated, and stop treating service workers like they're slaves, because they're definitely not. Like, oh my God. So yeah, that happened. So let me know. I have other stories. This was kind of like half and half. This was kind of my client, but like kind of not my client, you know what I mean? So let me know if you guys want other story times about things that I have witnessed. I've seen love triangles go on. I've seen people say the most outlandish, crazy stuff, like, but they were my clients. So let me know if that's something that you guys want to see. Also, just a reminder, if you want to check out the membership, let me know about that as well. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.